لا 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 يا من زار المنطقة يا مرحبا بك هاي لعد السيل والترحيب نكرره باسمه الباحة الشباب وشايب نحمله بكفوفنا ونعطره بالورد والريحان صارت الباحة عروس وصار منظرها يسر الناظر والجمال من الطبيعة لا أخذت صبغه ولا مكياج ما يكحل عين عشاق الجمال إلا جمالها ما يكحل عين عشاق الجمال إلا جمالها.
The distance that we have passed already, it doesn't look that we passed all this distance. It has been about 3 or 4 minutes. But look at how long the distance is, and we didn't feel that we were going down the hill. It gives you an indication that this Aqaba is really built nicely and with a lot of care. Now we are about to arrive to Tihama. If you could see it right there to your right, this is the beginning of Tihama. As you noticed, it took us about 25 minutes or so to come down from Albaha to here. And now we're almost done with the 3,200 meters. Now everything starts changing, the climate, the agriculture, and the production. These are the bees when they lay their eggs, and they're very small insects, with no wings, nothing yet, and they're just born. This is the first stage. When they start to be full-grown bees, then they will be moved to other beehives. This is the bees that are not grown completely yet, so they're given some food here and water and some other sweet stuff so that they can eat and grow. And when they grow, they start making their own honey in separate cells.
They're still young.
Very young, yeah. So basically they grow the bees themselves. They produce here. And then more bees will be put in different beehives, and then they start making honey. هذا الآن عسل إيش ذا؟ ها؟
مجرى.
يعني إيش مجرى؟
مجرى شجرة اسمها مجرى.
طيب كم الكيلو من هذا؟
هذا الكيلو 350.
350. وآخر شيء مرة يعني هذا آخر شيء 350. طيب هذا هو بالشمع. هذا السدر. وهذا طلح. تعذلنا معلش إنه بس بنوريها الكاميرا ها. تصوروا يعني.
كيلو هذا؟
The starting point, these buildings, that's the beginning of the Ain village. This is the most ancient city, the most ancient town, in fact.
اهلا حياك دكتور عبد الرحمن حميان. كيف حالك؟
طيب ان شاء الله. ونعم.
زميل احمد
This is the beginning of the house. This is the main door of the house, and the camel with its load comes, and it stops right here. It stops right here, and then unload whatever it has, like the wheat or the raisins or whatever it has on its back. It's unloaded here, and then we can go on to the house. This is for the camel to sit.
Yeah.
for the camel.
let's go,
So now we'll go inside the house. The main entrance is that's the door, the main door, and this is the entrance. Usually doors are smaller than this size, but because this for the camel to come in. Now this is the room, the kitchen room, from that over there all the way to here. You know, it's very small kitchen. If you notice here, this is like more like a closet or something. No, this is where they had their fire here. But here to keep the kitchen tools here. Here they had the fire here, and then you can see by the smoke it leaves here, and also on the ceiling. And you can notice they were very careful. I mean, there was no fire caused to the house. This is where they used to hang the goat skin that has the water. So it's a very small and humble place. And this is a main characteristics of the people, the old people. I mean, they may have small houses, and the same applies to everywhere else. Small houses, but, you know, open.
With a big heart.
Big hearts, exactly. Thank you. Here, as you noticed, this place, this water goes down to the farms. And each 6 people or 5 people would get the water for 12 hours only. And then they would redirect the water to the second farm. If you go up there, let's go up there, just to see the interesting setting. Here, you know, the people of the village, Abu Hussam, the people of the village here, sometimes they have either disagreements over something or quarrels or something like this. They would come, they would tell the wisest people, and they say, okay, now there is a problem going on and we wanted to have it solved. What's going to happen is that they will get together here. There will be an appointment before the prayer or after the prayer. They would come here and work things out. They talk, and the wise person, or the head of the village, would listen to each party, each person, and see what's going on. And then they will try to work it out. And I mean, the setting, to be honest with the setting, and with the waterfall and with the green, I mean, that could have an effect, you know, positive effect on that. Yeah, nice feeling. So when things are worked out, this will be like a small mosque, very small mosque, that they can do the prayer here after they worked out everything, and everything is set now, and there is no problem anymore. And this would be more like a mihrab of the mosque. So the imam would be here, and the rest of the people will be here, the lines, you know, the prayers here. And the water will be underneath everybody, going to the farm. So there's no more problem at all, I mean. And finished and worked out, and then followed by the prayer.
They don't need to go to the courts or...
No court. In fact, there was no court at that time. I mean, the court and the laws, as I mentioned a while ago, the penalty, the people of the tribe would work everything out. Production. Now, this, as we mentioned, you know, it has very, very strong smell. How long will you continue to have it?
يبقى في غرفة النوم غرفة باردة لحد شهر.
It stays about almost a month and still keeps that very beautiful and nice smell. And this is, sometimes they give it as gifts for the bride and the bridegroom on their wedding night. And this is the banana that's homegrown. It's grown here. It's delicious, you said, right? Is it delicious?
Very delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All that, you know, come to Riyadh, you know.
Well, I don't think...
I believe, you know, that we didn't have anything like that in Riyadh.
So again, I made that mistake.
It look green. I think it's still ripe.
Yeah, it is. It's ripe, even though it looks green, but it's still ripe. Yeah. If you could look here, it has some Islamic engravings from a place called Mahallat al-Nasaib. Mahallat al-Nasaib. This is a stone or rock that was taken from there. It has some Arabic engravings. However, it may not be read by us easily because it was written a long time ago, before the dots were added. And if you could take a close look to the door, look at the decoration. You could see here, this one corresponds to this one, okay? And this one here corresponds to this one, and this one, and so on and so forth. It's repeated with the same exact measurements and the same sizes from up to down. This is creativity, and those people were not taught art, but they are born artists.
This is the mountain of Shada?
Yeah, there are two shadas.
Two shadas, yeah.
Yeah, the high one and the low one.
Okay.
This is the one that we are about to go to, is the one where we can find the coffee beans, the grown coffee beans. That's really, it's the only site in the whole kingdom that you could find coffee beans being planted. It is very, as you can see, it's very steep, very, very steep, and only certain cars can go up there, four-wheel drives, like the one we're riding now. He just told us that this mountain is a very steep mountain. It is inhabited by both tribes, people from both tribes, Ghamid and Zahran. Interestingly enough, there are the care that the government has provided to this place. They have a medical center, and there used to be an institute for preparing, for educating students, and for in fact to prepare teachers, for teacher preparation.
What kind of animals live in this?
Well, I heard, and I'm sure there is what they call protectorate for that we'll see in a few minutes for the Arabian tiger. They say that there are Arabian tigers that live in the mountains and only lives in this high mountain because it can be secure from people and stuff like that.
Area.
Yeah, it is a protected area now. In this area used to invest everything. Nothing goes to waste, in other words. This place here, as you could tell, it's a rock, a huge rock that has some cavity inside. It's a huge one, and they used to live here. You can tell that I can barely make it through the door. It could be, yes, it could, yes, sure, possibly. It could be for purposes of safety from the warriors from other places, and it could be animals also, since this place is inhabited with tigers. So this is a good reason. It could be also. Second, also, there's two types of those cave houses. Now, it's interesting, that greenery. The first one that you saw was the partial use of the rock. It's a complete one, in fact. It's a complete one. And that the whole rock, all of it was used. And only very minor changes they made, just like putting rocks to block the leakage or the openings for the air and stuff. Now here you could see this whole building was built specifically, and look at the stones, nothing but the stones under the rock. So they used the rock as part of the ceiling. سمعت يا أبو علي إنه في آبار في رأس الجبل، صحيح؟ في آبار في رأس الجبل فيها ماء؟
فيها ماء وإضافة إلى الخزانات اللي ذكرتها.
اللي هي من الكهوف.
من الكهوف.
هل ممكن نشوف خزانات الكهوف هذه ممكن يعني؟
ممكن.
This water well, or in fact it's not a well, it's a water that came from the mountain, and it's got in this very small area. It's not designed by humans. It's just a stone cavity.
الوالد صالح والوالد صالح. ماشي. والله هذا عمك خلاص انتهى الموضوع. ما عاد ابغى اسمع لك. ترى باخذ على جنب بسأل.
اكيد تلقى صور والله يعني شكلها اداك يا ابو حسن. شكلك اديت بالمهارات السويديه والتركيز. لا يا ابن حلال. نتعلم من.
You mentioned before that we are in the top of the mountain, and the village that we are in is the last one in the top of the mountain.
Yes, this village in fact is called KSA. It is the highest village in the whole mountain.
Yeah.
There could be some villages in the back of the mountain.
Yeah.
However, this is the highest.
Yeah.
Now this also has some plants, some trees that are unique, and you don't find them down in the Tihama. For example, like the coffee beans that we were talking about, and maybe in a few minutes we'll see more of that. The water, I asked them a while ago about the water, and how they they say they dig wells, and they do have water now. I mean, you can see the buildings and all these people and the animals, and they get water from these wells. And it's amazing. Somebody could dig a well in the very bottom of the hill, the bottom of the mountain, and he doesn't find water. Even he goes maybe as far as 100, 200 meters, and there is no water found. And you come here in the top of the mountain, it's only 40 to 50 meters, and you still find water. That's amazing. That's a miracle. That's very, very interesting. Also, there's some villages that we passed by. In fact, like the first village that when we entered, the entrance of this mountain was called Al-Farsha. Al-Farsha, that was the first village.
We see the sign.
Right, there was a sign, yeah, it's written in Arabic, maybe not English, but it's called Al-Farsha. And then followed by Al-Jof, there was another village called by Al-Jof. Maybe we'll see them as we go down.
Yeah.
And then other villages like Sugran. Sugran, it has sub-villages called Hudah and Al-Fayra. Yeah, very small. Now, when we say village, we talk about 5, 10 houses, maybe. That's all together, and we call that a village.
Yeah. This one here is
for the farmers.
Yeah, yeah, right. Everybody here in this mountain lives here for a purpose, and the main purpose is farming, whether it's coffee beans or whatever other plant, but basically it's the farming.
Okay, will you come here?
Yeah.
ايوه.
You see this?
اول اخضر تصير بعدين تصير احمر.
So the first when
بعدين بني.
it first appears green, and then this reddish color, and then بعد كده brown بني.
ايه بني.
And then brown, and then it's right. This is what you get for your guests, and this is the skin. That's the cheapest, and when they're mixed, they're almost medium price. So what would you take, Abdulrhman? Would you take the mix or the pure one or the cheap one?
Pure one.
Yeah. We don't find this anywhere. Now, if we go to the market, try to buy Shadawi bun, Shadawi coffee beans.
شوف الآن هذه.
Okay, now this is a green one.
البداية تطلع كذا أخضر.
It's a green one. So the green, and then red, and then brown, and then it's done. So we have to have some friends from Shada to be able to get this beans, huh?
Yes. I think 2 in one skin. Yes?
Yeah, a lot of care. It needs a lot of maintenance. You need always to to keep it watered nicely, and the good weather, it's affected easily by anything that touches it.
This is a sensitive tree.
That's why maybe it's expensive, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
As we saw a while ago, that coffee bean and the stages it went through, you know, from the time they planted it until they harvested, and then they separated it from the skin, and then roasted, and then grind it, and then made it into this liquid that we're drinking. That's the ultimate goal for the coffee itself, is to have this nice setting and drink. This plant is called in Arabic nargis, in English narcissus, which is close enough, you know, it came from the English version. If you take the seeds of this plant here like this and just throw it, it will grow right away. But usually what we know, the narcissus, is small and usually thick. This is very tall plant and very, very